What up, Kati gang? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm back with another video. It's gonna be a story time video while I get my makeup done. I'm so excited to be back here with another video. If you're new to my channel, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and hit the bell to notify you every time I post something new. I'll be right back because the zips are chapped and they need some Vaseline. You guys, so I'm back today with another story time video, and if you follow me on Instagram, which you should have been doing already, like right here, I've asked you guys to ask me things like that you want me to record, like story times or video suggestions. One of my really good friends gave me a video suggestion, so I was like, you know what, let me do a story time on that, and it was your first rumor. I feel like I'm the type to genuinely want to know that about people, so we are going to do this while I do my makeup. It really got me thinking, like, yo, what is really my first rumor? Like, something that people have said about me that actually went around. So I'm going to do my makeup while I tell you guys the story, and I've already moisturized with Laneige. These are one of my favorite things to moisturize with. As you guys can see in most of my makeup videos, I use these consistently. Buy them. It's hydrating. It's really good for your skin. It's water-based materials, and I really like that about them. Since I've redone my eyebrows, I'm gonna go ahead and start with my eyeshadow. I'm gonna use the Mirage palette for this, and I'm also going to use the Juvia's palette, but we'll get to that later. Without further ado, let's do this makeup and talk. If you've been rocking with me since day one, you already know, like, you know that I'm raised, or like I wasn't born here and stuff. So when I came here, I had a couple of trouble, like, growing up with people, and people always thinking like they could bully me or like they could do certain things to take advantage of me, right? And I was a small, so skinny, you guys. I wish I could pop a picture in here. I probably can. I was so skinny, you guys. I was like less than 100 pounds when I came to the United States. Like, I was so tiny, it's ridiculous. So you guys, I'm going ahead with the color nude right here. So yeah, I was so tiny. I'm telling you, like, I was really tiny, and people always thought they could pick on me. People always thought, you know, they could like do certain things to me that I won't really like defend myself, right? And most of the times, like I even explained to you guys before, in my first fight, if you haven't seen that, it's doing really well. People are really digging that video. It's like 30K views now. Go ahead and see it. So people really always thought like they could pick on me and like they could bully me for some reason, and that I won't defend myself. And plus, like, I was this quiet little girl, and I was also like afraid of like getting in trouble. I was still learning. So tiny compared to like other people. When I came here, people were like my age, but they were like so much bigger than me. So I always thought, like, you know, like, oh my god, like, this person could really like F me up. So I was like always also afraid of like defending myself and stuff, and I guess people saw that and they took advantage until that happened in middle school, which my first fight when I defended myself. But anyways, to add to that, like I was saying, when I went to high school, people always like, I don't know, obviously I'm not as quiet as I was when I was younger, let me tell you that. But like, it definitely took some time for me to get out of my shell. And I felt like when I was in my country in Senegal, I was way more comfortable than when I was here. I'm not gonna lie. Like, friends wise, like, I wasn't quiet over there at all. Like, you know, I blended in fine. But over here, it was just like, I guess as a little girl, I always had like these insecurities that I had to get over, that I didn't know how to get over, right? So when I came to high school, it was like a completely new world from like middle school. Like, middle school sucked for me, so imagine high school. It was terrible, right? I was still tiny, but not as tiny as I was in middle school. You know, like, I gained a couple of weight, you know, I was looking a little better and stuff. And yeah. So from the Mirage part, I'm gonna go with my color Adventurous, just to add on that nude color. So like I was saying, when I came to high school, I wasn't as tiny as I was in middle school. Like, in middle school, I was really like really tiny, and a little, like, I was a klutz. I was so tiny. But yeah, I wasn't as tiny. I was more like confident and stuff. Like, you know, I wasn't as shy as I was when I first came to this country, right? I wasn't as shy. Like, I was getting out of my shell a little bit. Like, I was okay. I was doing well. But however, like, I was always, if you're from like a Caribbean country, or you're from Africa, or you're from like a country other than America, where they discipline kids, you know that in schools, you're not supposed to talk back to your teachers. You're not even supposed to talk in class, because you will get that ass whooped, right? So that was my mindset. Let me tell you that. So I was always like quiet in class. So, and I sucked at making friends at the time, because I'm not an introvert. I wouldn't say that, but I'm not an introvert as well. Like, I'm more of a person, like, if a person came up to me today and they wanted to be friends or they started a conversation, I would keep it going type of person, you know? Like, I go with the flow. I'm a big energy person. I vibe by energy. So a lot of times, like, when I'm in class and stuff, I don't really talk. I don't really, like, I don't say much, really. I don't really purr. Like, the only time I will say something is when I raise my hand to participate. And even then, I had to get, like, comfortable to do that and stuff, you know? But yeah, the only time I would talk is really, like, to raise my hand. So a lot of the times, like, my freshman year, I had like a couple of bullies in that class. I'm not gonna lie, like, there was a couple of people that were huge bullies my freshman year that like to take advantage of people. Like, I was friends with a couple of girls that they would bully after school. Like, they were like used to smash their heads on like lockers and shit. Like, they were really bullies my freshman year. Like, I had mad bullies in that school, but like, I never like showed them a type of face where like they could like bully me, you know what I mean? Like, I always, like, they knew I was quiet, but for some reason they didn't know if they should like mess with me or not. So yeah, like, there was a couple of bullies in that school, and it was crazy because they used to take advantage of like mad people, like, you know, it was crazy. So before we get far into the story, I'm gonna go ahead with my Nomad Juvia's palette, and I'm gonna go ahead and use my nude color. So it was just different for me. Like, it was a totally different setting, a totally different space for me to get used to, right? So there was this one time, basically, this is where the story time began. There was this one time that we was in my math class, and this girl, let's call her Karen. Karen was a huge bully. She was like this big girl that thought she was really tough, that really wanted to be a part of the army someday, but was a huge bully, right? She thought she was a man, basically, that she could manhandle everybody and their moms. And Karen was a bully, and Karen thought that, you know, like, she was with the shits. Like, you mess with her, she gonna pack you up type thing. Like, that was Karen. Like, that was how Karen was. And she was also the person that was bullying my friends around, like, pushing them around and trying to bully them and stuff. So there was this one time we was in class and we had to do a group work, and she was in my group. So I'm like, why does she have to be in my group? Whatever. I wouldn't really participate in that group. I wouldn't really talk. I wouldn't say I was afraid of her. It was more so I didn't want to start beef with her, or I didn't want to start problem, because she was already like not so cool with my friends, and I already knew she thought that we was like these group of girls that would not defend themselves. So I did not want her to think like I was also that type of like I was also a female that would not defend themselves, because when it comes to that, I'm gonna defend myself. I don't condone fighting, but when it comes to defending yourself, you got to defend yourself, and that's just it. Even in like the group things, like, she was very like controlling. She wouldn't really do much, and I'm not the type of person you're just gonna push around and I won't do nothing. So sometimes, like, when we separate the group, she wouldn't really like want to do much, and it was people in the group, I don't know if they was afraid of her or something, I don't know, but it was people in the group that would just let her rock. They're like, all right, fine, we'll just do this. And I'm not like that. I'm like, no, it's a group project. If we're gonna do this, you're gonna do this too. And I guess she didn't like the fact that I was like sticking up for other people, or like I was like sharing my input on certain things, or like I wouldn't let them do all the work on their own. She didn't like that. She wanted to have that control. So that started me and her problem, okay? So she started like picking on me low key, and y'all know me. I let shit rock until like it hits the fans, and then I can't no more. So she started picking on me, and like I wouldn't defend myself. So number one rumor that ever went around that I can remember of that like legit bothered me was her going around the school saying that I was pussy. Basically, that was her words. Okay, that was her word. That I'm a scary cat. That I would not defend myself. You know, that what's it called? She would beat me up. That's the only rumor I could think of remembering, to be honest, you guys. That's the only rumor I could remember of. The first rumor that I can remember of someone said about me that like really actually bothered me. I don't count things in middle school because that's like baby shit. But high school, I count. So she was going around basically saying that, like, you know, I don't defend myself. And because of that, there was this other girl. She was so fat, you guys. There was this other girl in my class that really thought that she could take advantage of me, right? And because that was Karen's friend. Let's call her Tiana. That was Karen's friend. She really thought she could take advantage of me, you guys, and I did not like that. She thought she was a big bad wolf. So with the No Eye palette, we're going with our color Smoke Dark Brown. So she really thought that she could really take advantage of me, and I did not like that. So, and it was definitely because of the rumor that Karen was saying, and they were friends, like I said. So she would do little things to see like my reaction, if I would react, or like what I would say, and so on. And if you're a high school student watching this, I just want to say to you right now, if you in high school and you get bullied, the number one thing, the best thing you could do for yourself is shut it down as soon as possible. And that's what I had to do. My freshman year, I had to shut that shit down, because I'm not gonna be here the whole entire year and have people think they could bully me, and have people think like I'm the type of person they could push around and do whatever. No. Even if you are scared, defend yourself. Because if you don't, it's clipped for you. Like, that's it. They're gonna keep taking advantage of you, and it's just gonna, like, it doesn't stop. It gets worse and worse. And that's the number one thing. Like, you know, like, a lot of kids aren't comfortable enough to go to their parents and tell them that they're getting bullied, because sometimes some of those kids' parents actually like get mad at them for like not wanting to stick up for themselves, or not knowing how to stick up for themselves. So, you know, defend yourself and shut it down. That's the first thing, and that's the best advice I could ever tell the younger version of me. Like, that's the best advice I could give myself. Shut that shit down. Like I said, Karen and Tiana were friends. So there was this one time we was in class, and like I said, we was working in a group, and it was the last day, I guess, of like the group project, and I had got up and went to the bathroom. I had my little cute handbag at the time. You know, I was been rocking handbags since I was like little. Like, I just don't see myself with a book bag. That's so weird to me. So I got up to go to the bathroom, and my handbag was sitting on my chair, and Cameron and Tiana thought it was cute to take my bag and flip it inside out. So they thought it was cute to take out all of my personal belonging out of my bag, placed it on the table, took my bag, flipped it inside out, and put all my books in there while my bag is backward, if that makes sense. And like, if you think about it, it's like, where the fuck was my teacher at? Like, what the hell was he doing? Like, what were you doing? What were you doing to protect your students? Like, what were you doing? So they thought it was cute to do that, right? And I came from the bathroom, and I didn't realize at first, and everybody's like laughing and looking at me, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, oh my gosh, now what? And I go to get something out of my bag, and my shit is inside out. It's so funny even talking about it. My shit is inside out. So I'm tight. I'm like, who did this to my bag? Let me tell you something. Just because a person is tiny, a person is little, or a person is quiet, doesn't mean you need to mess with them. It's the quiet ones you need to really watch out for. The quiet ones will have your life fucked up, okay? The quiet ones will volley. Watch out for your quiet friends. Watch out for the quiet ones in that class, or in that freaking whatever team or whatever, okay? Watch out for the quiet ones, because the quiet ones be the ones to surprise you. All right, so going back to my note, I'm gonna go ahead with my color Gold Shimmer right here. We're just gonna take a little bit of it just to give my eyes a little bit of shimmer, just a tiny bit. So like I was saying, watch out for your quiet ones, because they're not the ones to mess with, okay? You would think they're the ones to mess with, but they're really not the ones to mess with. So watch out for your quiet ones. Anyways, I'm like, yo, who did this to my bag? I'm just looking at my bag. For a minute, I was quiet. I was just like in shock, like that somebody, I don't know who it was at that time. I was like, I'm just shocked at the fact that somebody felt comfortable enough to actually go inside of my bag and took out all of my personal stuff and flip my bag. Why would somebody go in my personal belongings? Like, why would you touch my personal stuff? And I'm a really like, I hate that. I hate when people touch my personal stuff without asking me. I don't like that. Especially girls that I'm not even friends with, girls that I don't even like, you know, like. I don't like that. And I was just like, no way. There's no freaking way. There's just no way somebody went in my bag. So I'm like, so then I turn around at the table. I'm like, yo, do y'all know who touched my bag? And these two girls are looking at me laughing, and they're like, nah, bro, I don't know. And I'm looking at them like, I kind of knew it was them, but I was just, I guess, in shock. And I really wanted to know for sure, because I was like, these girls really think that I'm not the type to turn up. All right, well, I guess they got another thing coming for them then. Like, they really tried me. I'm going in with my Morphe concealer, but I'm going to mix it with my True Match foundation because that foundation is just a little too dark for me. So I'm just going to mix the two. So, yeah, like I was saying, they really thought that they could try me. They flipped my bag inside out, so they're like, they don't know. So I had my friends in that class, and they're looking at me like, yo, boy, just let it go. And I'm like, yo, who did this to my bag? And the teacher was like in the class. And I think the teacher didn't notice because he was going around with like groups trying to help people out with like their group project, because like I said, it was the last day and presentations were almost around. So I guess he was going around like helping people with certain things in like group wise. So he wasn't able to, he didn't really like pay attention to that happening, right? So I'm going around, I'm like, yo, who's this? So I'm starting to get a little loud because I'm getting tight and no one's answering me. And I'm like, yo, my personal stuff just have been touched and no one is like saying nothing. Everybody's looking dumb. Nobody's like gonna act like something is happening. No, I'm not gonna let it rock. Like, you're not about to go in my bag and touch my personal stuff and think like shit's about to go down just because there's a word going around saying that I'm so-called pussy and that I won't defend myself. You must be dumb. You really must be dumb. So I'm going in with my True Match. This is in C10. It's too dark for me. You'll see when I apply it, but it works perfectly with this. Morphe concealer is too light for me, obviously, but it'll go in perfectly once I start blending them in. So I start getting upset. And I'm like, who the hell flipped my bag inside out? And no one's saying nothing. And my friends would get me tight because I'm like, yo, if y'all scared of these females, I'm not scared. Like, what the hell? If y'all too scared to defend yourself, I'm not scared to defend myself. If y'all not about to tell me who this is, like, y'all must be real fake right now. Like, who flipped my bag inside out? And then I look into my friend, let's call her Tina. I looked up to her and she's like talking to me, like basically with her eyes like, I'm like, she's like, yeah. Like, I copy. So now I walk back to my table. I'm like, did one of y'all flip my bag? She's like, nobody has time to touch your bag. Nobody wants to touch your corny ass bag. Okay. She's like, nobody wants to touch your bag. Like, what are you talking about? Like, why would we touch your bag? It wasn't us. I'm like, did one of y'all touch my bag? Like, did you actually think you could go in my personal stuff and touch my stuff without me, like, flipping up on you? Like, did you think I was... You really... Stop messing with the quiet ones, y'all. Just stop. Because Karen thought I was stupid and she kept acting like she didn't touch my stuff, I started getting real loud and I started getting mad. And when she realized I started getting mad and real loud and that she was looking like she was afraid or like she was looking like she couldn't defend herself, she started getting loud and stuff. Yo, she started getting loud. I'm like, how the hell are you getting loud when you're the one that just started beef with me? Like, why would you touch my bag in the first place? So she started getting nasty and started getting loud, cursing, you know. And I'm just looking at her like, girl, you don't put no fear in my heart. Like, you dead ass don't. Like, the fact that you really think you put fear in my heart is hilarious right now. You don't scare me. You put no fear in my heart. Like, I'm really about to slap the shit out of you. And you out here, like, really acting up like I won't really stop you. I'm like, there's people in this class telling me you flipped my bag. Why would you flip my bag? Why did you touch my bag? And she turns around and looks at me like, yo, you better sit down. Like, you don't want it. I'm like, I don't want it. I don't want it. I'm like, first of all, you're not gonna do nothing. That's number one. You think you kept going around telling the whole school that I'm afraid of you, or like I'm the person that's afraid that I won't defend myself? You're bugging. Like, you don't know me. Just because I'm quiet doesn't mean you're gonna bully me and I'm gonna let you be. I am not the type of person that you think I am. I am not scared of you. Like, I would really violate you. You don't know me. And when I'm mad, you guys, I get rowdy. Like, my voice changes. Like, everything about me changes. My accents start coming out like crazy. It's like a whole nother person when I'm mad. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm not even over exaggerating, dragging it or nothing. I just don't like bullies, and that just does something to me. So I started getting loud. Like, I started changing in her face, and like looking at her, like I could tell she's like, holy shit. Like, I didn't expect this type of reaction out of her. So now I'm going in with my favorite powder, the Fit Me powder, and I'm just gonna apply that with my nose, chin, between my brows, and under my eyes, of course. So I'm getting tight and I'm like, yo, you're gonna flip my bag back again or else it's gonna be a problem. She's like, I'm not touching your bag. I'm like, you're gonna flip my bag again or else it's gonna be a problem. You're gonna flip my bag again. Like, you're gonna flip my bag to the way it was or else it's gonna be a problem. She's like, I'm not flipping your bag, this and that. And then the teacher's just like, oh, calm down, trying to send one of us to the principal's office. I'm like, no one's leaving this class. She's gonna flip my bag. The fact that you sat here and you didn't pay attention to her to flip my bag, you didn't pay attention enough to the point where she could flip my bag, you're gonna flip my bag. She's gonna flip my bag again or else it's gonna be a problem. She's not leaving. No one's going to the principal's office. And he didn't say nothing because I guess like for some reason I feel like he just didn't want to be questioned by the principal or something. So he really didn't say nothing. He was just like awkward, like he was weird. And my professor was white too. Not that mattered, but like it was just mad funny. Oh, I'm gonna have to pause the story because I'm gonna let this sit. So I'm gonna be right back after I let it sit. So BRB. So yeah, I was like, you're gonna flip my bag because I'm not flipping my bag. You flipped it, right? So you're gonna flip it back normally to the way it was, or else it's gonna be a problem. Because you guys, I was ready to beat this girl up. I was ready to beat her up. I was ready to like violate her in front of everybody. And I think she knew that. She knew I was like so serious. So the teacher's like, yo, just flip it back. Like, I'm like, you're gonna flip it. Like, no one's gonna leave this class until you flip my bag. Like, you're gonna flip my bag. And everyone, you know, high school, like freshman year, everyone is just like, yeah, like they want to see that. So everyone is instigating it, like, don't flip that. And some people are like, yeah, flip it. Yeah, Kadi. So I'm just like, you know how they instigate stuff. So she definitely felt like she definitely felt pressed, and she definitely felt like she had something to prove. So I definitely think that was also another reason why she didn't really like want to flip it. So she was just like contradicting herself, like, should I flip it? Am I gonna look scared if I flip it? So when the teacher said something, that's when she took the occasion of flipping it. But I know she flipped it because I pressed her, because she already knew it was going down. She already knew she was gonna flip it, so I don't want to hear it. So we end up fighting, but the fact that she flipped my bag, what does it look like that? I wasn't gonna let shorty rock without flipping my bag after you touch my personal stuff. So after she flipped it, I had to press her again, and I clearly told her, I was like, do not ever in your life think that you can get as comfortable to the point where you could go inside my bag and touch my belongings. Do not ever think that you can go ahead and touch my belongings, because it's gonna be a problem. It's really gonna be a problem. So I'm going ahead with my eyeliner, Sexy Litter, and I'm gonna just draw my wing. So I think that definitely like she was definitely surprised, because I definitely personally think that she thought that I was this scared little girl, that this skinny little girl that she was bigger than, that y'all, it's mad hard drawing an eyeliner and talking, so hold on. Yeah, so I definitely think she thought that I was just this small little girl that she can come and bully. And just because like there was rumors going around that I was gonna be even more scared of her and stuff. But no. So honestly, my advice even to the younger version of me would be like, just because the rumors is going around doesn't mean you can't address them. I didn't address it first because I was just like, yo, like, why is that rumor going around? But to me, it didn't really matter until like people started like kind of nitpicking, and it kind of gave me a small flashback of like middle school. A lot of you guys know that I was bullied in middle school because of my accent, the way I looked when I came to this country, like a lot of things. Or like people just like, I was so much tinier, like I was like less than 100 pounds when I came to this country. I was really tiny. I didn't really talk back, you know, I didn't really like drama. So a lot of people like thought that they could take advantage, and a lot of people used to call me names and do all this stuff. So the fact that this girl in high school really kind of wanted to repeat that history for me kind of triggered me, because I was just like, you're not about to re-trigger like history that I fought so hard to get away from. And I did, like, after I fought in middle school, in which like I didn't really want it to happen in the first place, but after that happened, I was left alone. So I was just like, oh my gosh, this really about to happen again in high school. Like, I don't want to have to fight another female for them to like stop bothering me and stuff. But this time my words actually like were enough, because I guess I was really fed up, and it showed in my face. And for some reason, like, I guess she kind of felt like, okay, like this girl is not a scary cat. She's the type of person that's gonna hold her ground. And I guess for some reason, because of that was enough for her to leave me alone. I'm gonna go apply my lashes and be right back, because I cannot do this on camera while I tell you guys the story time. So I'll be right back. I'm going ahead with my lipstick by NYX, and I'm just gonna add a little bit to give me some color on my lips. It makes it a little bit pinkish. And I don't think I want to go with some glow today. I like glow usually when the weather's like nice outside a little bit, but you know, it's just a sit-in video and nothing much. Take some cute pictures. I'm gonna add though is some blush. So yeah, like I was saying, guys, don't mess with people just because they're so much tinier than you, or you know, just because they're different. You know, when I came here, I was way different. I was way tinier, and people thought they could definitely take advantage of me and bully me and push me around, and no. And that's not the case. It's the tiny ones that you gotta watch out for that will really turn your life upside down. So don't think you could play around with the tiny ones. The time where I basically, that's the only like first rumor I could actually like really think of that had happened to me. So that was the time that people thought that they could bully me by addressing a certain rumor about me that wasn't true. And that's the time that I had to overcome it. So if you're a high school person watching this, or young person watching this, or somebody in general that deal with bullies and stuff, you need to address the issue. You know what I mean? Like, you might not do it right away. I didn't do it right away because, like, to me, I was just like, yo, this shit does not concern me. Honestly, what she's saying is not real about me, so it doesn't matter. Like, and she's not bothering me or whatever, so it's fine. But it came to a point where she was bothering me, and she started to believe her own lies, and I had to come in and defend myself. And you know, if I never had defended myself, like, I probably would have had to go through the same things I went through in middle school. And boo, if you don't know what happened in middle school, I'm gonna need you to go ahead and watch my old videos because you guys are catching up to do. But anyways, you guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the story time while I did my makeup. I love you guys. This was just a simple thing to do while I talk to you guys. And I love you guys, and I'll see you guys next time. If you're new to my channel, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button, boo. Hit the bell to notify you every time I post something new. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Mwah! Stay blessed, stay true to yourself, and be safe. He tried to diss me.